The US has a strict rule: America's most powerful AI chips made by Nvidia can't be sold to China. These chips are at the heart of the world's most advanced artificial intelligence systems, powering everything from language models to autonomous vehicles. The government fears these chips could help China build advanced weapons or surveillance tools, giving them a strategic edge in both military and civilian technology. But despite the ban, thousands of these forbidden chips are still making their way into China, slipping through loopholes and black market channels. Chinese companies and research groups are using them to build the next generation of AI, pushing the boundaries of what machines can do and accelerating their own technological progress. It's like locking a door, only to find out someone's already inside. Determined actors always find a way in, no matter how tight the security. The chips travel through a global network, changing hands many times before reaching China. They pass through multiple countries, hidden among legitimate shipments, making them nearly impossible to track. Demand is so high that people are willing to pay huge sums and take big risks, fueling a shadowy market that thrives on secrecy and profit. This secret trade highlights how hard it is to control technology in a connected world, where information and hardware flow across borders at lightning speed. The country that leads in AI could dominate the global economy, military, and influence, shaping the future of everything from business to national security. The flow of these chips is a key part of the US-China tech rivalry, a new kind of Cold War, where the battlefield is digital and the stakes are higher than ever. Instead of spies, it's fought with tiny pieces of silicon that hold immense power, shaping the balance of power for decades to come. Let's explore how these chips slip through the cracks, and what it means for the world as the race for AI supremacy heats up. The Nvidia H100 is the world's most powerful AI chip, representing a giant leap forward in computing technology. It's the engine behind today's smartest computers, powering everything from advanced research labs to the world's largest data centers. Building advanced AI, like large language models and cutting-edge neural networks, requires thousands of these chips working together in perfect harmony. The H100 is about 30 times faster than its predecessors, making it the gold standard for AI development and high-performance computing. Each chip can cost up to $40,000, more than a new car, because it's incredibly complex to manufacture and in massive demand worldwide. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Meta buy them by the tens of thousands, fueling their AI ambitions and global services. Researchers and startups need them to stay competitive, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in AI and machine learning. The H100 enables breakthroughs in medicine, self-driving cars, creative AI, and even scientific discovery, transforming entire industries. It processes massive amounts of data at lightning speed, letting AI learn in days instead of months and making real-time analysis possible. This chip isn't just a product, it's a tool of national power, influencing global strategies and technological leadership. With enough H100s, a country can build smarter weapons, advanced surveillance systems, and even more secure communications. That's why the US is so determined to keep them out of China's hands, enforcing strict export controls and monitoring shipments. Whoever controls this technology shapes the future, setting the pace for innovation and global influence. The H100 is at the heart of the global AI race, driving competition, innovation, and the next era of technological progress. When the US realized just how powerful the Nvidia H100 chip was, it moved quickly to respond. The government saw that whoever controlled the most advanced AI chips would have a huge advantage, not just in business, but in global influence and security. So, in 2022, the US banned Nvidia and other top chip makers from selling their most advanced AI chips to China, making headlines around the world and sending shockwaves through the tech industry. The main goal was clear: slow down China's rapid progress in artificial intelligence and make sure America stayed in the lead. This was about much more than just business deals. It was about shaping the future of technology, protecting national security, and maintaining America's edge in a world where AI could decide who leads. For Nvidia, the ban meant halting direct sales to China, costing the company billions in potential revenue, and forcing a major rethink of its global strategy. To adapt, Nvidia developed weaker chips like the H800, designed specifically to meet US export rules while still serving the Chinese market. But even those new chips soon faced additional restrictions, as the US tightened its grip to close any loopholes. The US wants to force China to rely on slower, less capable chips, making it much harder for Chinese companies to compete at the cutting edge of AI. American leaders worry that if China takes the lead in AI, it could export its model of government and surveillance to the rest of the world, changing the global balance of power. These sanctions are like a new kind of technological wall, but China is determined to find cracks and workarounds, investing heavily in its own chip industry. This is a high-stakes contest, a race to control the next era of technology, with both sides pouring in resources and talent. The US is using its current lead to try to shape the future, setting the rules and standards for the world. But every move sparks a countermove from China as it pushes to catch up and even leap ahead. The race is on, and the entire world is watching closely, knowing that the outcome will affect everyone. The stakes couldn't be higher. The winner could reshape global power for decades to come. Despite the US ban, China finds ways to get H100 chips. One method: backdoor imports. Chips are sold to companies in places like Hong Kong or Singapore, then quietly rerouted to China. Smuggling and gray markets thrive, with small sellers moving chips across borders for huge profits. It's a global game of cat and mouse, hard to track, harder to stop. Another trick: renting computing power. Chinese firms use shell companies to rent time on American supercomputers packed with H100s. This virtual loophole lets them use the chips without ever owning them. The global supply chain is complex. Chips pass through many hands before reaching their final destination. High demand and high prices keep the secret trade alive. As long as China wants these chips, people will find creative ways to supply them. The US struggles to close every loophole. The flow of technology is tough to control in a connected world. China's biggest tech giants, Tencent, Alibaba, Baidu, are driving the demand for H100 chips. They need massive computing power to stay ahead in AI, and can't afford to fall behind US rivals. These companies use foreign subsidiaries in places like Singapore or India to buy chips legally, then reroute them to China. Universities and government labs also hunt for chips on the gray market, often through middlemen in Hong Kong or Shenzhen. These traders take big risks for big profits, connecting global supply to China's insatiable demand. Nvidia, caught in the middle, must follow US law but doesn't want to lose the Chinese market. The US government is investigating whether Nvidia and its partners are doing enough to track where their chips end up. It's nearly impossible to control what happens after a chip is sold to a distributor. The result: a shadowy network of buyers and sellers, all chasing the world's most valuable technology. The stakes are enormous, for business, for national security, and for the future of AI. The chip chase is relentless. The US quickly realized its first ban wasn't enough. Too many loopholes. Officials tightened sanctions, banning even the weaker chips Nvidia made for China. In 2025, the new AI diffusion rule limited the total number of advanced chips sold to entire countries, watching for suspiciously large orders. The US also blacklisted more Chinese firms and warned global distributors, "Help China, and you could face sanctions too." The goal is to make smuggling too risky and expensive, but the global electronics market is vast and hard to police. Every new rule sparks new workarounds. These tough actions are pushing China to double down on building its own advanced chips. The US builds a higher wall, China builds a taller ladder. The technology contest keeps escalating. The fight over these tiny chips is far from over. The world is watching every move. The secret journey of H100 chips into China is more than a tech story. It's the heart of a new global race. The country that leads in AI will shape the world's economy, military, and influence. China's ability to get these chips means its AI development may not slow down as the US hoped. For the military, it raises serious security concerns: autonomous weapons, advanced surveillance, cyber warfare. US sanctions are forcing China to become self-reliant, pouring billions into its own chip industry. Companies like Huawei are now making their own AI chips, challenging Nvidia's dominance. Ironically, the US ban could help create a powerful new competitor. Should the US tighten rules further, or try a new approach, like international agreements on AI safety? The decisions made now will shape technology and geopolitics for decades. The race for AI supremacy is on. The outcome will affect us all. The world's future is being written in silicon.